Welcome to Transits Fridays. So exciting week. We have Jupiter moving to Gemini. So this is the most exciting, the most important, the biggest astrological thing that's happening this week. So let's have a look. I'm going to share my screen as per so we can have a look at what's going on. So reminding you that this is constructive astrology. So we're looking into astrological transits with a sort of a constructive eye, with a sort of like, what is the best that we can do with this right now? So rather than thinking about, oh my God, this is all gonna go wrong, and fear mongering, and also esoteric terrorism, you're not gonna find it here. So let's have a look. Now, today, and before we get to Sunday, which is when Jupiter is actually moving to Gemini, and we're going to brainstorm what this might mean. Today, Venus also has shifted to Gemini. So we're already, we had the sun moving to Gemini as well last week, or this week, earlier this week. So continuing that flavor shift into the Gemini season. We've got Venus following it. And on Sunday, we're going to have Jupiter following it as well. So a shift from Taurus to Gemini. So from slow-paced, more material-driven, more connected to the senses, the sensual side of life, we entering a much faster kind of energy, a much faster kind of life quality with Gemini. So more fast-paced, get bored a little easier, a little, quicker as well. We need a stimulation. So the word is intellectual stimulation. Where can you stimulate yourself intellectually now for this Gemini season in general, but also with Jupiter in Gemini as well. So we'll look at Jupiter soon. But with Venus moving to Gemini, we might want more intellectual stimulation with our partners. We might want to talk more about things. We might want to communicate more, or do things that are a little bit, play board games. That's a very Gemini thing. That's actually a good reminder, because we've got Ticket to Ride here and we haven't played it yet. I mean, my partner, who happens to be a Gemini, so might propose to do that later. So yeah, so Venus in Gemini, the sort of love value arena, our values, etc., are kind of taking that turn with Venus moving to Gemini. And it obviously is coming to trine Pluto as well. So that's also another aspect, another dialogue between Venus and Pluto. And it is a bit supportive of the transformations that we've been going through, that we've been doing, that we've been working hard on already. So let's keep going. So this is Saturday the 25th. We've got Moon square Neptune on Saturday. So maybe a good day to do Neptunian things. And by that, I mean art stuff, imagination, be creative, being inspired in some way. I think Neptune at best can really reinject inspiration in our lives. So that's a kind of a passing mood as well with Moon square Neptune. But here we are. So that's Sunday. And that's when Jupiter moves to Gemini. I'm actually going to try and find the exact moment and see the chart and the configurations for it. So let's see when that happens. So I'm going backwards minute by minute just to see. It's going so slow. I actually should put hours. Let's put hours. So go backwards. Oh, we're almost there. Jupiter 00. Okay, there we are. In Brazil, that's still going to be Saturday. So in Brazil, we're still going to have that Jupiter shifting to Gemini 8:31 at night. So for people 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that would be midnight in England. And that would be 1 a.m. in other places with Central European time. So in the US, it'll probably still be the 25th as well. So between Saturday and Sunday here, we have this There's Jupiter shifting here into Gemini. Now, Jupiter will be in Gemini for a year. That's roughly how long Jupiter stays in a sign. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, so it has to do with abundance, with growth, with expansion, with learning as well, and putting the learning into a larger context. In astrological tarot, Jupiter is the wheel of fortune. So it has to do with a feeling of change that's welcomed, that we actually welcome that change. We actually are open to receive that sort of change, usually, unless we have a lot of fixed signs in our charts. And then we don't really look forward to change, even when it's a Jupiterian wheel of fortune kind of change necessarily. So Jupiter has that sort of wheel of fortune feeling. And in Gemini, it would be potentially changing mindsets. That's a wonderful time to change mindsets, to change the way that we think about things, to change the way that we approach communication, that we approach exchanging ideas. I think one of the keywords for Gemini as well is building bridges, is to build bridges and to connect things, to connect ideas, to connect people, to connect, you know, all sorts of things, really. So I really see a bridge as a kind of a keyword or a key sort of imagery for Gemini. So bring that imagery with the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot, which represents Jupiter and the sense of change and increasing something. We're increasing our ability to build bridges. So where is Jupiter in Gemini going to be transiting in your chart? Where is Gemini in your chart? Do you have any planets in Gemini? Because this Jupiter will be bringing opportunities. That's a very Jupiterian word as well. To build more bridges, to meet new people, if this is in the 7th house, to express yourself more clearly and build more bridges in that way, if it's on your ascendant, to build more bridges in your work, if it's on your midheaven or in your 6th house as well of daily job. So really think about where that is falling in your chart and start to see where the opportunities are going to be presenting or presented to you, because Jupiter is an invitation. We don't necessarily follow it. We don't necessarily do anything with it. We might as well just overeat and do nothing. That's Jupiter on the ascendant as well. And we just put on weight, and that's that. So we really need to keep an eye open and keep an attitude of curiosity. That's very Gemini as well. Like, keep it curious, keep it open, keep it alive. So you can see when there is an opportunity knocking on your door, when there's something that's coming your way, some sort of strike of luck or something, to build bridges, to change the way you think, to change the way you communicate, to, improve something in that area, to build bridges between subjects. Maybe you're going to be studying something new, you're going to be learning something new that's going to be able to be brought in connection to something that you already know, further training for something, or really, the sky's the limit. When we're thinking about symbols in astrology, that's how it works. We can go beyond, the textbook in that way. Think about keywords and bring that to the personal. Bring that to your chart. What is happening there? So is it Jupiter going to be conjoined your sun? Expansion opportunities to build bridges that involve more authentic self-expression, sun. Or is it going to be emotional expressions with the moon? Or is it going to be Venus and, love, values, etc. So really, that Jupiter will be a year. And again, like I said, Jupiter is an invitation. Pluto drags you. Either if you're going because you have to go, or if you're going kicking and screaming, it doesn't matter. Pluto is going to drag you when you're having a Pluto transit. Jupiter won't do that. The changes that Jupiter bring are a lot more subtle in that way. And it really depends on you as well, on how much you embrace and how much you integrate that change. So really, this is one of the biggest things of this week, because it will last for a whole year, is forming a trine to Pluto. So it's really bringing more understanding, more integration and digestion intellectually of all the big transitions that we've been doing so far, all the big transformations that we've been going through. So we can understand and we can bring it into a larger context as well, with Jupiter in Gemini in trine to Pluto. So really, this could be a lucky time for people that have Gemini in their charts. But again, if you don't do anything, my friend, if you don't take those opportunities, nothing will happen. Okay. So just really beware of that, with all of these, like, oh, the luckiest transit, the luckiest year for Geminis. Like, it really depends how much you use that energy. It's up to you. It's your free will, is your ability to really look into what's happening around you and jump and have it and embrace it. But it is a great time for Geminis in general to travel, to study more, to take that course that they wanted to do, they haven't done it in ages, to bring something to fruition. I think, it is potentially a wonderful year for that. So this is the biggest thing that we're gonna have for this week. I mean, here's the 26th. We've got Moon in Capricorn, trying that Mercury. Moon conjoined Pluto on Monday again, passing moods. That's going to be happening. But there is one more transit that I want to mention to you, and that's 29th of May, Wednesday. We've got Mars Chiron conjunction at 22 degrees Aries. So that's an interesting transit. It could bring up a lot of wounds connected to our individuality and all of the things that we've been working through with the North Node in Aries. And in fact, have a look at the video I've made if you want, if you're interested in, if you like my style, have a look at the North Node in Aries video, because there we're addressing a lot of the themes of what we can be doing with these energy. What sort of work are we doing with, collectively speaking, with the North Node and Chiron in Aries as well. So dealing with a lot of the wounds connected to individuality, having the courage to be ourselves, having the courage to go our own way, to separate, to say no. Those are all themes that constellate around Aries, taking initiative. So Wednesday might be a day of healing a lot of these topics, or might be a day where we get in touch with a lot of the pain that's connected to these topics. But really, at the end of the day, I think the process is healing. He's the wounded healer, not just by coincidence. So it does bring that flavor of being able to integrate something, and to offer it to other people as well, by understanding so deeply that sort of wound. And by the way, I did a Chiron workshop as well on Sunday, last Sunday. And I'm gonna see if I have, or how you can get a hold of that potentially. I don't know. But there's a lot of like really juicy things we talked about Chiron. And it's very deep. It was like over 2 hours. So can't just, make justice talking about it for 5 minutes in here. Okay, so this is Thursday and this is Friday. So between Thursday and Friday, the 30th of May, we have Mercury conjoined Uranus as well. So sudden insights, new ideas, lightning bolt ideas about your values, about insights on how to turn your dreams into reality, or something like that. I think that could be some very unexpected messages with Mercury and Uranus, especially because Mercury rules that Jupiter in Gemini now as well. So pay attention, see what happens, and share as well in the comments. Where is Gemini in your chart? Do you have Gemini in the 5th house, in the 6th house, in the 10th? Where is Jupiter in Gemini going to be? Do you have any Gemini planets as well? I have the North Node in Gemini, so Jupiter will be crossing over my North Node. And I really look forward to it, because it could give me a little push towards evolution, towards a spiritual growth. So kind of look forward to it. But what about you? Where is this transit going to be? What are you looking forward the most as well? And how was the full moon in Sagittarius? I forgot to ask. I've been so busy. I'm doing so much. I forgot to ask about the full moon. How's this full moon? This full moon was a little bit emotional for me, even though it was a Sagittarian full moon. And yeah, triggers. Well, all the time we have triggers giving us the opportunity to integrate something further, right? That's what it feels like. So yeah, I'm Fernanda Paiva, Hitchhiking Stars, by the way. And let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're doing, what you're looking forward to, what your plans for this week. And I will see you next week. Bye bye. Take care.